February 1959. Deep in the Soviet Union's northern Urals, 9 young hikers set up camp on a remote mountain slope. By morning, their tent was empty, slashed open from the inside. Their bodies were scattered across the snow, some half-dressed, some with catastrophic injuries no one could explain. The official Soviet report called it a compelling natural force. For decades, that phrase hid more questions than answers. They were students and engineers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, all experienced grade 2 ski tourists on a category 3 winter expedition. Led by 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, the group of 10 aimed to reach Ural Mountains and earn their highest hiking certification. One turned back early due to illness. The other 9 continued. Their route books were stamped, their diaries filled with ordinary details of travel, songs, and cold. Then, on the night of February 1st, something went terribly wrong. From January 23rd to the 31st, the hikers traveled by train, truck, and skis. They cached extra food and gear in a labaz for the return trip. Diaries record normal progress, good spirits, and plans to summit Otorten the next day. On February 1st, they started late. Harsh weather forced them onto the eastern slope of Kolit, an exposed, windswept ridge. They pitched their large 9-person tent, cutting into the snow to level it and possibly building a small parapet. That evening, they wrote a satirical group newsletter, Evening Otorten. It was their last recorded activity. Sometime during the night, all 9 hikers cut their way out of the tent from the inside and fled downslope into a blizzard with temperatures dropping to minus 40 degrees Celsius. They left behind warm clothing, shoes, and supplies. 9 sets of footprints, some in socks, some barefoot, led 1.5 kilometers toward the tree line. The tracks were initially orderly, not panicked. When the group failed to return, a massive search began. On February 26th, rescuers found the abandoned tent half-collapsed, cut open from within, belongings untouched. Following the footprints, they discovered the first bodies near a cedar tree in the woods. 2 men in underwear beside the remains of a small fire. 3 more lay on the slope between the tent and the trees, as if trying to return. In May, under 4 meters of snow in a nearby ravine, searchers found the final 4. Official autopsies determined 6 died of hypothermia. 3 others, Ludmila Dubinina, Semyon Zolotaryov, and Nikolai Thibault-Brignoles, died from severe trauma. Multiple rib fractures causing internal bleeding and a fatal skull fracture. These injuries showed extreme force but no external soft tissue wounds. The 4 bodies in the ravine had post-mortem tissue loss from decomposition and stream conditions. Low-level beta radiation was detected on some clothing items 200 to 300 counts per minute above background. Surface contamination only washable and not present on all hikers or equipment. It was investigated but deemed unrelated to the cause of death. There were no signs of struggle, attack, or violence from outsiders. Only the group's footprints existed at the scene. The 1959 investigation, after interviewing locals and examining the site, concluded the deaths resulted from a compelling natural force which the tourists were unable to overcome. The case was closed. In 2019, the case was reopened. In July 2020, Russia's Prosecutor General's office announced its conclusion. It was a heroic struggle. There was no panic, but they had no chance to save themselves under the circumstances. The official cause? A snow avalanche. A 2021 peer-reviewed study in Communications Earth and Environment modeled exactly how this could happen. Strong winds deposited snow above the campsite. The hiker's own cut into the slope created a weak point above a buried fragile snow layer. A small slab only a few meters across could release hours later, striking the tent and injuring those inside without leaving massive debris. This matches the timeline, the injuries, the small scale of disturbance, and the survivors' desperate flight into the storm. The story continues. Watch out for the continuation in the next video. Like, comment, and subscribe for more mystery stories.